Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Njero. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here. Any other time we have a man on board, the man is looking for a woman, and when we have a woman, the woman is looking for a man. Today we are having a man, and I'll be telling you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the very first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches. And the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost if you're new to the show. Subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Also, the contacts of our guest will be on my Facebook page at Jenga Njero. So you can follow Jenga Njero on Facebook and you'll be getting these updates in real time. Now, our guest on today's show is from the US, but a Kenyan. I want you to listen keenly so that at the end of the day, you'll be able to make an informed decision. At the same time, you're able to reflect their profile against yours and make a very informed decision. I want to start by telling you that I only have one Facebook page, Jenga Njero, which has a verified badge. And as of today, we are more than 161,000 followers. Okay? And we do not inbox people on Facebook. We do not even send friend requests. There are people who are trying to open some funny pages and stealing our photos to look like it is Jenga Njero. I only have this Facebook page, the one that you can see on your screen. Are we together? Now, let's proceed. Our guest on today's show is Bwana Philip. Philip is a 59-year-old man, single and searching. At the age of 59, you could be asking yourself, why is Philip single? What kind of a woman is he looking for? Does he have children? And if yes, how many? If no, why? Was he married? Is he divorced? Is he widowed? Has he not married before? These are the kind of details that you want to understand so that you can make a decision on whether you'll be interested in the candidate. At the same time, you're able to ask yourself whether you fit into the bill of what the candidate is looking for. And once you match, then one thing will lead to another. You can pick his contact, call him, and then you can be able to discuss privately. Bwana Philip is a Kikuyu man, aged 59, from Kiambu County. He comes from Kiambu County. However, he has been in the United States for a couple of years, 15 now, and he also couples as a citizen. And he is a man who is looking forward to getting a wife because he's divorced officially. You see, some divorces are official, others are not, but this one is official, backed up by papers. And if somebody wants to see the papers, they are actually available for seeing if you'd like to confirm and verify. At the same time, he is looking for a woman who is devoted, a woman who is serious, and a woman who understands marriage. You see, marriage is something that you need to understand before you dip your legs into. Marriage is something that you need to pay a little bit of attention so that you do not miss on the most important details. People who have been divorced before, people who have been married and divorced, understand that there are mishaps in marriage. And when the discrepancies are more than the flip side, then you ask yourself, is this what I was looking for? And then maybe you decide that the covenant of life is more important than the covenant of marriage. And it happens that most people would like to give it a shot because everyone believes that they serve a God of another chance, and God can give you another chance. And even people who are in their 70s and 80s, you have seen them on the show, leave alone people in their 60s, people in their 70s and 80s, you have seen them on the show. Because the big question that you should be asking yourself is, if I do not make myself happy, if I am not happy, at least for the remaining days, and some of you have so many remaining days that you have not even lived half of your life, but you have already made a verdict that, okay, nobody wants me, maybe nobody wants you. But the truth of the matter is that you should be inspired by the iron law of attraction, which states that whatever you're looking for is actually looking for you. Okay, so you could be somewhere, maybe thinking you're very old, older than who, older than what, older than, and there are people who are interested in people like you. They would like to spend the rest of their lives with somebody like you. And so it is good to open up your heart so that if there's such a person, you can be happy. And you see, marriage is largely a game of interest. You ask yourself, is this person going to serve my interest? Am I going to serve the interest of this person? Because let nobody lie to you that marriage is just a game of love. Nobody eats love. Love is one of the most important elements of compatibility, because if you love that person and they love you back, they are able to give you what you're looking for, and you're able to give them what they're looking for, and then we can start from there. Otherwise, compatibility is one of the most important elements, and that is why we are sharing details like this, so that if you'd be interested by Philip, his other name is Minor, then you can be able to make a decision. Now, after traveling and staying outside, he has decided that anybody from, if you're coming from a different country, if you're coming from a different state, if you're coming from a different continent, and you understand the intricacies of marriage, you're welcome to come and join him. However, and this is where the big but is, however, this person must be in the United States. He's currently in Boston. Okay, Boston is in Massachusetts. So if you are in the US, it will be an added advantage. At least in Canada, it could be okay. If you are in Europe and you can fly to the US, that one will not be a problem. But that person cannot be in Kenya, that person cannot be in Africa. If that person is outside and that person is willing to join them, then that is what he's looking for. He's not looking for somebody he can ship from Kenya to the US. There is a difference. The first guy we brought on the show today does not have a problem bringing somebody. You saw his phone number. Okay, the 47-year-old man who does not have children. He is also in the US. Okay, and he's in Washington, but he does not have a problem bringing a woman to the US. But for Minor, Philip, he just wants somebody who can either take themselves there or somebody who is actually there, but not in Kenya, and not a person who is actually in the process of traveling. You understand? But a person who at least has a visa, if somebody is able to travel once in a while, but somebody who has never been there, it is not going to be business as usual, because he doesn't want to give people papers just for the sake of it. And that is what he says, that is his stance. So if you're in the US, this is your guy. This is the man that probably you would be looking forward to date as a husband. He wants somebody between the ages of 38 to 46. So if you're between 38 and 46, single and searching, a woman who feels like she can add another kid, just one, another kid. She could be having children. He's a father of one son, so he has always wanted to get a daughter. Okay, he has always wanted to name a daughter after his own mother. You know the African culture. So if you're a woman out there and you'd be interested in getting one child, and maybe you're in the US, you ready, he's in Boston, and that is where he lives and works. He comes to Kenya occasionally, and even in this Christmas, he will be joining us for Christmas. Okay, and he believes that east or west home is the best. And for most people, it is good to have clarity. You know, there are people who think that just because somebody is in the US, they're going to spend the rest of their lives there. There are people who have ambitions to come back. There are even people who invest back at home. And once they come back, they're able to keep the wheels of progress running, because they have created avenues of passive income. They can just generate income even once they stop working in the US. I'm wishing Bona Philip Minor the very best of luck. I will be sharing his contacts on my Facebook page at Jenganjero, and to every other single person who is out there looking for a match, hoping to get one. My inspiration is one: you are never too old for love. Nobody can really get too old for love. Okay, you can have immunity for anything else, but nobody has ever been immune to love. If you're having an immunity for love, unless something is very wrong, fundamentally wrong. But if you're just normal, you can give yourself a chance. You can, I know you have been moving out of your way to help other people. You have been moving out of your way to be a blessing to other people's lives. Why not be a blessing to your own life? Do you understand? So please, let people love themselves. If you feel that you're in your 60s and you'd like a match, get a match. It is never too late. Let nobody. What this show has taught me in the last 4 years is that you can get love at 90. There was one story. I will narrate that story one day. If you started with us sometimes back, there was a story we brought at the beginning of the year 2023. There was this man who was 90. He was in Lucky Summer. Lucky Summer is one of the estates in Nairobi. Very polished guy, doing so well. He was a businessman. For people who began with us can remember. And the sons were very hostile towards us. The sons were very hostile. They actually, at one point, chased us away. They wanted to stone our vehicles, and they unleashed their dogs. Yeah, dogs, the animals, dogs. And then We were even battling a case in court because they had said that I am trying to get their father a match. And the father had actually approached us. We had all the receipts. That's why we do not approach people. It is people who approach us. Are we together? I'm a student of law. I understand these things. If you approach us, you need our assistance. You need our help. Are we together? And so nobody can come to say that Team Jenga is trying to get our father a husband, a wife, or our mother a husband. No, it is the other way. You are trying to get Team Jenga to get you a spouse. And the long and short of it, the sons refused. The father threatened to cast them, and they moved out of the way. As we are speaking right now, the father is enjoying life because no matter how old you are, you're not old compared to anything else. You are old compared to yourself. Okay? If you have 10 more years to live like there is no tomorrow. If you have 20 more, 30 more, 40 more, 50 more, 60 more, 74, 70 more, 80 more, you know what I mean. Get yourself a match. It is good to be happy. The Bible says clearly, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Not love yourself as you love your neighbor. No. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Otherwise, the SI unit of loving other people is self-love. You love yourself first so that you can be able to extend to other people. The standard measure of loving anything else, anybody else, is self-love. Do you love yourself? That is the question. So if the answer to that question is yes, why not get a match if you're single? I'll see you in the next video. If you'd like your story to be broadcasted, just like that of Philip Minor, you can reach out to us through the numbers you can see on the screens, 0712 997 660 or +2547 12 997 660. If you want us to arrange something private for you, if you want us to arrange a video like this, a post on Facebook, we got you covered. Until then, this is Jenga Njero. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll be seeing you around. Bye-bye.